There's really not much to say about the Giants-Falcons game because the Giants dominated and the final score was 24-2. So I guess last week when I picked the Falcons, I was kind of biased by the knowledge that they had just barely scraped their way into the playoffs, because that's true, they did, but apparently somebody out there really wanted to prove me wrong, and good job, 24-2. I don't know how much better you could get. Anyways, so Atlanta scored the 2 points because of a safety. A safety you can get one of two ways. When an offensive player gets tackled in their own end zone, so if Eli Manning had gotten tackled in his end zone, then the Falcons get 2 points. But that's not what happened. What happened was the second way, which is if a penalty happens in the end zone. So, moving on to Eli Manning, intentional grounding. That was the penalty that happened that caused the safety. Intentional grounding is when the quarterback is going to get sacked. Most likely going to be sacked. And instead of taking that sack and letting it sit on his record, he's just kind of going to throw the ball, not really to anyone in particular, but just throw the ball so that trying to make it look like an incomplete pass rather than have that sack. So he just kind of threw it. That's intentional grounding, so you don't get that sack, and that's how the Falcons got their 2 points. One of the big reasons that I think the Giants were able to do this was because they found their running game. They had 172 yards rushing this game, and that's a whole lot better than they usually do. Yards rushing is just how many yards they run the ball, like added up together in a lump, 172. They were, as a team, the last, as in having like the least amount of rushing yards, and now they're doing this. So they're on the right track. They're doing good. They're moving on to play the Packers. So key players for this game: Eli Manning, again, he's your quarterback. New player, Hakeem Nicks, wide receiver. And let me just tell you, yes, James, I did get your countless messages. Don't forget Hakeem Nicks. Boom. Got him. Moving on, Jason Pierre-Paul, defensive end. Fun fact about him, last game he had 8 tackles, which is pretty nice. Pretty nice. Just throwing that out there for you. Coming over to the Packers, you got Aaron Rodgers, your quarterback. Awesome, like I said in one of my other videos, competing against Drew Brees for MVP for this season, so good luck. Greg Jennings, wide receiver. Jordy Nelson, wide receiver. Fun fact about him, 15 touchdowns this season, also pretty awesome, so he should be doing some big stuff this game. Look out for him. And then finally, Charles Woodson, defensive back. The Giants just played a really awesome game, and if they can remember to bring their running game like they did last week, then they have a chance. I think it's going to be a really close game, but I think that the Packers are going to win this one. Close game, very close call, but I think that the Packers are going to win this one and end up moving on to next week.